Howdy, 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 everybody. I'm Donut, and I'm here with
Thermite, his fiance.
This is always the Black Lives Matter, all the cops are bastards and trans rights supporting channel. If you're not supporting that, get the fuck off this channel. I can't explain this intro.
Some real what ifs.
I'm feeling a little bit loopy right now. My face is not in a good place right now. In a lot of pain. Feeling loopy. But
what if?
What if Thor were an only child?
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
So that means no Loki, no Hela, no that character who's never been in the MCU,
Not
but I
the
know has
MCU.
been a lot of the courtroom debates about.
Oh, yeah.
Is there any other secret children I need to know about?
Not that I think of. In mythology, Baldur is Thor's brother, but in the Marvel world, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think, even in the comics, Baldur's not his brother.
Yeah.
He's just some guy who helps out a lot, and he's a big character in the comics.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Because also, I predicted before we were going into like the dark era of What If.
Yeah.
But also, there's only like 10 episodes, so you can't have much of an era of anything. So like, is this going to be a light era or
This is probably gonna be a dark era.
Dark era.
I feel like
It's
it's a darker world without Loki. Maybe Hela, maybe not, but also it wasn't Hela's fault. That was Odin's fault.
Yeah, it was all Odin.
Yeah.
Like Hela.
I mean, again, Loki's fault is also Odin's fault.
You know what? You're not wrong. So I guess the question really is like, without that, like, does Odin raise Thor to be more of a like warmonger like Hela, and more of a little bitch boy asshole like Loki, or
How old was Hela compared to Thor?
like ultra old? Like there's an entire like age of Asgard that she was around for that he wasn't.
Okay.
Like at the start of Thor 1, we see Thor and Loki as like little kiddies, and even at that point, like Thor knew nothing about the previous era of Asgard.
Yeah.
So it would have to be at the very least like when she got sealed away would have had to be at least like when he was a baby, like when he couldn't like form memories.
Yeah. And you'd think other people would talk about it more.
Yeah. So I think it has to be even further back.
Yeah. But okay, just curious about that. So it's not like Thor's born first and then, something would happen and everything like that. And,
no.
I mean, it would be some absolute shit if they dropped and Thor had another child. Angela, was that her name?
Yeah.
Like, in this.
Oh, I mean, they could.
It just started off with, oh no, Angela wasn't born. And everybody just goes, who?
Oops! I mean, that would be such a crazy Watcher move of just like, here, as you know, blah, 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 stuff you've never heard about. And now I will not talk about that because this is a what if, obviously.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, I feel like this is going to be more focused on no Loki than no Hela.
Yeah, like, I think they will bring up no Hela.
But it could also be, because if there's no Hela, then that would mean there was no Odin doing that and going, oh, whoopsie, I was a little bit of a warmonger, oopsie. And so it might be Thor being the warmonger, as you said.
It really depends. Like, they've been unbelievably good about these what ifs. So I'm pretty sure there's not going to be any Hela. But there is the chance they just don't think about that. Like, they just kind of forgot.
I feel like the Hela's going to get mentioned in
I think so.
Or, I mean, this is the kind of thing where it's like, how do you mention something that didn't happen?
Yeah, like, what is the divergent point?
Yeah. Like, the Watcher's going to have to say something, if they say something. But if they don't mention her, I'm not going to be like, I can't believe they didn't bring up Hela. It's like, well, yeah, because she wasn't born.
Yeah.
So, I think this one's going to be a really fun one.
Yeah. Very excited.
But also, a dark one. I'm guessing dark. You want to guess light, or you going to guess dark?
I'm going to guess light.
Okay. You are on the side of light, I am on the side of dark. Pick your side and join us on the Patreon for $4 a month for the dark side, or $4 a month for the light side. See you there. Okay. Where do we start with this one?
It was lighter, but not the way I expected.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a darker timeline. No, way lighter timeline. The lightest timeline of all universes, maybe.
Thor would have become the party king, and then he would have just... it really feels like a big... Because he has been the party king for so long, he can call everyone, and they're all like, yeah, of course, it's giant party.
Uh-huh. And, like, Loki's now a prince of Jotunheim, and that seems to be going much better. We have the Collector has assumingly been overthrown, and all his collections have gotten out. And, like,
fine with
just
it,
have
though.
reason... did we see the Collector here?
Wait, no, I think of the Grandmaster. Never mind.
Yeah,
You're right.
Then we have... what else? There was so much that was... The Skrulls are just chilling. They're not under attack or being threatened. They're not refugees. They're just chilling, having a good time.
Yeah.
We like the Kree aren't here at all, so assuming the Kree are still awful. Surtur is chilling with the Asgardians.
Oh, yeah.
No Ragnarok ever gonna happen. The fact that, like, Drax is not in the kiln, Nebula can just go party. Maybe Thanos is still around, but also maybe not. Depends on if that Ultron was coming from another dimension where he got all the stones, or this one dimension. Yeah.
Yeah, because Nebula did say, "Oh, I think I hear my dad calling." That could have just been a goof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is also the Drax that we saw, like, in terms of tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the one we saw from the other What If, which seems to be the, like, good life Drax.
I want to look up real quick MCU Drax to see what his tattoos normally look like, because I actually don't remember. I mean, it's so hard to see those tattoos.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the same tattoos.
I think
that the cartoon has.
Yeah.
That this has.
Yeah, I think the art style just makes them way more vibrant.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, in the MCU, they're very dull, and it's hard to tell what the pattern is, really.
Yeah, it looks about the same looking at them side by side. Not quite, it's not exactly, but it's way closer than, like, every other, like, alternate Drax tattoos I've seen.
Yeah.
But it's pretty close. Not exact, but pretty close. So, a little bit different, but that also, again, makes sense if the thing that I now know from the game is true, that the tattoos are like a, tapestry of his life's most important moments and everything like that. And so, by nature of his life being different, his tattoos would be slightly different.
Yeah. Oh, that's such cool lore.
Yeah. But yeah, Korg and Meek were here, so I guess and also Grandmaster was here, so they all kind of got out of that place.
Which, like, Grandmaster just likes having a good time, so I imagine it is if there was a party prince out there, then he's like, why am I setting up my whole civilization around making me happy? Fuck it, I'll just go wherever he's going. Of
course, S.H.I.E.L.D. just wanting to bomb the fucking Siberia and bomb Carol and Thor.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the energy of, having someone there who we know is 100% Hydra, but then right next to him is Maria, who is just as bad.
Yeah.
Like, almost really not Hydra, but still just like, I'm gonna nuke him 100%, I'm doing it!
Also, very interesting that the Guardians are not a thing yet, which they wouldn't be timeline-wise at this point.
No.
But also, Yondu is here. Didn't see a Peter anywhere.
True.
Also didn't see a T'Challa anywhere. Just in case.
Just in case.
But yeah, lots of interesting background stuff. My God. Really quick, like the yellow aliens are from Contraxia, right?
Not Contraxia, but from Guardians 2, they were the ones that the Guardians were like running away from.
Those are like the gold people. I'm talking about the yellow people.
Oh no! I think the yellow people were from Contraxia.
I thought they were also all robots.
But like the Contraxian ones were definitely like robot hookers.
Yeah.
Whereas these ones seemed more like the Golden People, just not gold.
We had the Golden People as well, though, I feel like. Because we had the Golden People. I don't remember if we had the leader or not, but I remember that we had the Golden People, but we also had the yellow aliens as well. Either way, do you recognize the fucking pyramid head kind of person that has like a giant thing on their head with like holes all in it? And so like... They were probably on the Sakaar, right?
Maybe, but yeah, I don't recognize that design.
They've got the paint on them in the way that like the Grandmaster and his like second in command did.
Yeah, I'd assume probably Sakaar.
And then we have a couple people dressed in the outfit like this guy here on the side, which is just like kind of normalish clothing, looks like just like a human exactly.
Yeah.
Do you remember what that was from?
It looks kind of like Peter's like Ravager outfits, so...
Oh, maybe they were just the other Ravengers?
I think they might just be Ravagers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Do you remember the girl with the red hair?
No, she has a very distinctive design.
Yeah, very distinctive design was in this a lot, but I don't remember, her.
Yeah, I don't know where they're from.
Don't know. But okay, those are just some people that I wanted to bring up because I didn't really recognize them. Darcy married a fucking duck.
She's Darcy the Duck now.
I mean, based off of Howard the Duck, the movie, this is not going to be a good marriage.
Once you go duck, you can't go back.
If you want more human on duck romance, go watch our reaction to Howard the Duck. Oh, boy, I can't believe we're getting so much Howard in this.
They like Howard.
They love Howard so much. I mean, I like this version of Howard much more. It's much better.
Yeah.
The fight itself was absolutely buck wild.
So cool.
I love a good, like, two characters that are so powerful that them fighting each other, they're so like, it's not even the fact that they're so powerful, they're so, like, tough physically.
Yeah.
That, like, you can be hit with Mjolnir, you can be hit with a shitload of nuke punches, and then it's not going to do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, and I appreciate this isn't a, like, what if they needed to kill each other situation.
Yeah.
Because that's also very different. Like, because they don't really want to hurt each other. They just want to, like, knock each other out or just stop each other. Like, the fight goes on for way longer, and it's way more fun. Like, there's way more blows being traded.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. And yeah, the choreography in this animated stuff is
so
just
good.
insane. We got the Loki that we saw in the Loki TV show.
Yeah.
That's cool. Didn't think about that till just now, but yeah, that is the Loki we saw, and that was a variant. I mean, like, well, I guess this one's not a variant, so.
I guess no, he'd still be a variant.
Would he?
Yeah, like
I guess because it's a
you
different
from another
timeline.
you from another timeline is a variant.
Yeah. So everybody here is a variant. But either way, like, yeah, cool to see that.
Yeah,
but
also,
they were. You would assume it would be another timeline's one because they had him captured, assumingly.
True.
Because yeah, they had him on the thing and that. Why would they know about him but not do anything about it? I mean, it's also, you could ask, like, why are they not doing anything about every timeline that exists? But
well, I mean, now I imagine the multiverse exists.
Sure, but it already existed before. I assume.
No, I mean,
do you think this stuff is only just happening now because of Loki?
I'd say yeah. Like, it's only happening now, but also now is relative. Like, it's always been happening because of Loki.
No.
Now it has always existed.
What does that mean? Because time does work in the TVA. They say time is weird, but it's weird in that a second is a second and a minute is a minute. And I don't know how that's weird to them, but yeah.
I mean, they also have the hard, like, when we see something is happening in a timeline, we have to act on it right away.
Yeah. Let's not think about this too much.
Let's not bring Loki into this.
Especially since we have Ultron coming in here now, and I don't know if we should say Ultron or Vision.
Yeah. Because
it wouldn't be Vision because it would be Thor's Vision. The Vision wouldn't name himself Vision.
Yeah. It would be Ultron's original plan of, I took this body as my own.
Yeah. Just Ultron Red variant.
Code Red.
Oh.
This also actually does answer a question I've had for a long time, which is, like, how big would Loki have gotten? Because he is described as being a runt of the Frost Giants.
Yeah.
Like, that is why Odin takes him in the MCU, is because, like, he was small, he was a runt, and also I decided to just kidnap him.
That's a good point. What does it mean to, like... Yeah, I don't know what...
Because also, like, I was born a little bit early, and so I was very small, but I've grown up and I'm pretty big. So I guess this is saying that, because he was raised as a Frost Giant, he kind of just got them. That's our question. It's like, how did he stay so small? Did Odin put the Odin small energy into him?
Also, I tried to look up a picture of the Ravagers. I don't know if that's the Ravagers or not, actually. It looks like their outfits, but... They don't look anything like the Ravagers that I'm seeing in pictures, other than Yondu and like we saw Taserface in the T'Challa one, but is the guy with the mohawk Kraglin? I guess maybe, and then there's a green guy who looks nothing like he did in the movie, but maybe that's him.
Might be him.
Like, he's bald in the movie, but not bald in this.
Yeah.
And I don't see that girl anywhere, but at the same time, I feel like I kind of remember her. But yeah, I don't really know. Let me look up Ravager's MCU girl. No. Yeah. No idea. No idea who the hell that is.
No idea.
But yeah, I mean, it's all a thing from What If, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, no idea what that is about. But again, there's so many tiny characters in the MCU that we've just kind of forgotten.
Not to mention, again, this is a universe, so they could always just she could show up in Guardians 3 if she is a Raptor as just
true.
By the way, I'm you saw me first in What If, but I've been around this whole time and I'm older now.
She looks familiar though, but I don't know why she looks familiar, and I don't want to look it up because now this might be a part 2 of the Ultron thing, so I don't want to look it up fully yet.
No, if you don't remember, then you don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's fine.
But yeah, I assume a lot of those were Ravengers that we didn't recognize. But yeah, anyway, what else to talk about?
I mean, the MCU, again, I say this every reaction, but, part of the MCU's special sauce is we can do this genre of thing, but also it's a superhero thing.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would have ever expected a teen party movie, but it's the MCU. And that is what this is. It is a teen party movie taken to the absolute extreme.
Yeah. Oh, God, the vibes are just, and I love these super fun ones. They are just fun.
Yeah. And I do think it did help me that we did have the underlying question of what happened on Alpha, whatever the planets, because it does add this layer of is this gonna be fucked up? What's going on? And then the big relief of no, that actually wasn't a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that just was gonna happen anyway. The fact that also we redid the Iron Man 1 scene with throwing the dice and everything that. What was that about? Any idea who the girl was in full white makeup on the face with some paint and a big headdress thing, pink skin, or I'm not sure that's gloves or pink skin.
Gloves. I have zero idea.
There's just so many characters in this that are just
so many designs.
Yeah. The Grandmaster being the DJ, all the spaceships in the sky as well.
Yeah.
If we got the Ravagers, I'm surprised we didn't get the Ravagers from the post-credit scene of Guardians 2.
Because, this would have been before Yondu got kicked out, maybe. No, it wouldn't, because Yondu would have kidnapped Peter back in the 80s.
Yeah.
So never mind.
But there's a ton of Ravagers here, so...
Yeah. Yeah, this is a big, just because they're beefing in the sacred timeline doesn't mean they're beefing here.
Yeah, and I mean, they might not have captured Peter. We didn't see Peter anywhere.
True.
So, I mean, maybe he didn't want to bring Peter back to Earth, but... Yeah. But yeah, honestly, no mention of Hela in this. So this is, when it is, what if Thor were an only child, it is literally just Hela wasn't born. We even still do Thor and Loki are still brothers. What we meant by that was
that was a brother from another mother situation.
I mean, that's literally what they are. That's actually what they are.
I mean, yeah, but they weren't raised together, which is what happened in the main timeline.
Sure, but I don't really think that makes much of a difference to whether you're a brother or not.
I would say so.
I would say if you say you're my brother and the other person says we're brothers, then you're brothers. I would say that is the only requirement.
Sure, I mean, I agree with that in a sociological sense, but in a, character building sense, Loki would not be like this unless he was raised separately.
Sure, I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah, so it would still be, what if Thor was an only child? He was an only child up until, presumably, they met each other in space at some point.
But sure, but I assume that was very early in.
Really?
I wouldn't,
because if it happened really early on, then it wouldn't fucking change anything, because then they would still be pranking each other.
I mean, it would still absolutely change stuff, because they wouldn't be being raised as, he wouldn't be being lied to that you are Odin's son and you are Frigga's, son.
Fair.
That's the change. I don't have a problem with this. I think it's interesting that, it is, what if Thor was biologically an only child?
I mean, he's still biologically an only child, either way.
No, because Hela exists.
I mean, we don't know that.
What do you mean we see her at Thor Ragnarok?
I mean, we didn't see her here.
Yeah, I know, that's right. This is what if Thor were biologically an only child.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yes, because Hela wasn't born in this, assumingly. And, that's my guess, but at the same time...
That doesn't make any damn sense. There's no way that's the intended reading.
I don't think it's...
There's no way! Because there's no ripple effect there, because as we said at the start, if Hela was not born, Odin would be one way or another. Either he'd be way, way worse or way, way better. But we would have noticed that, and they would definitely play that into why Thor is Party Prince, man.
I definitely agree, but then I will say it is weird that Hela... this has to be... He's not actually an only child then, in any way.
Right.
But, Yeah, I see what you're saying. I also agree. If Hela doesn't exist in this wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But because she's not mentioned anyway, it feels like she doesn't exist.
Yeah, this is a little of what I was worried about.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't think it was going to be... I was like, oh, there's no way. But they don't say Hela and it's not going to be that weird. And now that I've watched it, like, no, it's kind of a little weird.
Kind of weird. But because, yeah, I would phrase it then as, what if... I guess if you say, what if Loki was not adopted?
I think that's the better way to do this. What if Loki wasn't adopted? Yeah. But then you would expect it to be way more about Loki.
Yeah, but you could still start it with the framing device of Loki, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you would have to reframe it, but I mean, they would have to do that anyways when they're writing the episode. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do think that would be a way clearer idea than what if Thor were an only child.
Yeah. It's, again, I don't have an issue with it being titled that. It's just, I found it interesting that they went very hard on the, like, no, Thor and Loki are still brothers in this one.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and I do see what you're saying, to be clear.
Mm-hmm. But, oh, man. There's so much in this. I don't know where to start because I feel like we're just jumping around everywhere.
I do love Carol as the party pooper. I feel like that's playing off of both, you know, the character that she is, but also a lot of, like, people's criticisms of her. Mm-hmm. Because, yeah, like, she can be a bit of a wet blanket, but most of that's because we don't see her. We get so little characterization for who she is. Mm-hmm. And so in this scenario where, like, she is objectively correct in stopping Thor, given the information they have of he destroyed the last planet they're on. Yeah. Plus the fact that he is acting like a gigantic asshole and just smashing shit around the entire planet. Oh, it's like, yeah, fully justified, and I'm rooting for her as the wet blanket because also she is not like, in a protagonisty sense, she is not the wet blanket. She is more of the protagonist in the sense that she's getting us to our end game of Earth is safe and also everyone had a good time. Yeah. But yeah, even though she was not, like, the solution or anything like that. Yeah. She was just having to be the stopgap, basically. Yeah, she's just the one that no one likes, who shows up and is like, no, stop defacing all of our sacred monuments.
I can't believe Fury gets knocked out in a fucking mosh pit, essentially, and Maria is instantly like, I'm gonna call Captain Marvel here, give her like 5 minutes, and then just nuke her ass.
I'm gonna blow her up. We're gonna drop 10 nukes on her.
Fury's gonna wake up and be so pissed. I mean, he also is like, I have not seen Fury so bad at his job at like when he went to approach the party.
Oh yeah.
Like normally he's pretty good at like, I'm gonna find a way to make this work for me and get it on my side and manipulate these people. And he just shows up like, what the fuck's going on here with this party? This is my planet.
Such a different First Contact story.
Also, just all the stuff with Jane and Thor again, like getting a love and man, I can't get over Darcy marrying a duck. The duck.
I mean, just getting Jane back for what if is so cool.
Yeah. I really wish we could have got Selvig because Selvig is still one of my favorite supporting characters in all the MCU.
Yeah. And, like, since we got Darcy in WandaVision, and we got Darcy back for this again, like, the actual actor as well, I feel like this is a pretty hard, like, for whatever reason, they could not get Selvig's actor. Yeah. And they didn't want to, like, you know, just put him in as a dummy or, you know, as someone with a different voice actor or whatever.
And, yeah, that makes sense. I can't get over the girl with pink hair because she's so prominent throughout the whole episode. She was even sleeping in the room. But there's also other people, like, who the fuck's that guy with the fucking, like, Galactus-ass helmet?
I feel like I've seen that before, but I don't know where, in all honesty.
Yeah, this is, like, a big one where if somebody in the comics has, like, a huge breakdown of, like, who all these characters are, I would love it for this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, also, it didn't dawn on me until just now, but, like, Talos in the MCU, he's the Super Skrull, I guess, right? Because he wears the same outfit that the Super Skrull does.
Huh.
I didn't notice that until this episode where I was like, oh shit, it's a Super Skrull. And then I was like, damn, we're getting the Super Skrull in this? That's where we first get the Super Skrull? Huh. And then way later I was like, oh no, that's Talos. Wait, he wears the Super Skrull wears. Wait a second. He is the most important Skrull. Wait a second. I guess he is the Super Skrull.
I'd have to see what he wears in Captain Marvel.
The purple, like Skrull suit, right?
Yeah, but like, the Super Skrull's one looks a little different.
Let me see. Let's bring it up. Yeah, like this like purple suit. It is a little bit different than in this. In this one, it's way more like an actual comic book suit. But
yeah,
he wears like the purple suit that is. I mean, it doesn't look actually anything like the fucking Super Skrull thing, except for the fact that it's purple. But you know, it is. I assume that's what it is.
Yeah. Because that would be a really cool way of keeping him around. Because right now he's important because he's, you know, pretending to be Nick.
Yeah.
Slash, you know, doing stuff on the Nick Fury side of things.
That would be a huge reveal, though. Like, yeah, see, the Super Skrull, it's very similar. It's even got the flowing cape and everything like that. And, like, it's definitely, that's what they're going for.
Okay.
It's gotta be. There's no way it's not what they're going for. The only thing that he doesn't have is, like, the headpiece sort of thing.
Yeah. Which he could get at some points.
But yeah, never realized that. That's cool. I wonder if we'll ever get a review of that, or if they're just going to do... We're not going to do the Super... It's also, like, how do you do the Super Skrull without the Fantastic Four?
I mean, we're getting the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but you would have to do the Super Skrull first with the Fantastic Four powers. Why does it have the Fantastic Four powers? And then introduce Fantastic Four? I feel like this would be too confusing for people.
Wait, what?
What?
I mean, why wouldn't they just give him the powers afterwards? Like, after the Fantastic Four.
I guess they could do that, yeah. I meant, like, if they introduced the Super Skrull before.
Okay.
Like, Talos, you know, it's... But saying introduce the Super Skrull, I mean, introduce... You know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Talos is the person. Super Skrull is the identity.
Right.
He is not, like, you know, the hero identity or the villain identity or the whatever. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But, yeah, I guess... Still though, why is he gonna have Fantastic Four powers after this? Like that was like a engineered thing they did.
Yeah, and like right now, it doesn't seem like the Skrulls have beef with Earth, but they might eventually.
Just beef with the FF.
Yeah. I guess he could be a friendly Super Skrull.
Yeah, I mean like the Super Skrull has been an ally in the past before, right? I think so. So yeah, I think it'd be dope to do that.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually a really cool idea.
Also, man, I give Fury so much shit, but Maria, I guess, is way worse.
Oh, yeah.
We don't get to see enough of Maria making choices, but holy fuck, she's so bad.
Also,
sorry, one last thing. Through all this, it really seems like Rumlow is, like, extremely high up in shield clearance and stuff like that, which I never got that impression before. But through all this what-ifs, he seems like it is Fury, Hill, and Rumlow, and those are like, I mean, and Coulson. But also Coulson was not, we know canonically he was not that high up in the clearance. But yeah. Just interesting to note that Rumlow is, like, that important.
Yeah, because, I fully agree.
At least Coulson level.
Yeah. There is a, like, when they're flying across the sky, across, like, some tropical area, we do see a lady, like, you know, with a martini or something.
Yeah.
Don't know who that is, but I want to say that just in case someone asks, like, oh, you didn't notice that.
Yeah. I immediately had a reaction like, was that Agatha? But it was just like the shape, face, barely a little bit of it. My brain instantly went there. There's nothing to really go off of to guess.
Yeah, my thought was that it was Frigga, like, she was also vacationing on Earth because no one ever goes here.
Yeah.
But obviously not. She was hanging out with her 3 other friends that she only sees every once in 1,000 years.
Oh, I really want to look up the pink-haired lady. It's bothered me so much.
You can't.
But I also don't want to be like, well, if I tell somebody to tell me who she is in the comments, that's going to be months away from the time where I see that comment, and we're going to be past What If, and I can't just look it up at that point.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's also a relatively common design, like the, you know, partially shaved head, pink hair flowing one way.
Sure, it's a pretty common design. I mean, like, it looks like, you know, like Vi from Arcane, but it's, you know, it's still, why was she so prominent throughout the whole episode then? It's definitely somebody we're both forgetting.
Yeah, because we both had the same response of like, oh, it's a person that we should know, but we don't remember.
Yeah.
Them.
Anyway, that's all, like, the characters that, I mean, like, you know, there's other things like Rocket and stuff like that, which, again, like, I guess they're doing fine. Like, again, best of the universe, nobody's in trouble, everybody's chilling.
It does make it very hard to, like, you know, if we exclude the ending bit with, you know, Ultron with the gems.
Yeah.
If this universe were to go on, you know, without that, like, what happens? What happens in Party Universe? Because there's a lot of stuff that's definitely not going to happen. Like, you know, no, like, Loki invading for obvious reasons. But then what the fuck happens? Like, it feels like it's going to be such a wild tangent.
Also, man, the paintings they did this episode were incredibly well done. Holy moly, that was fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, get more of Sif and the Warriors 3 was dope, because they really got shafted in the MCU. Yeah, I think that's really it.
Yeah, like, this does really highlight one of the problems with having Sif and the Warriors 3, which is that they need more time, because they're so, like, you know, a low level comparatively, but also, nobody wants to sit through a movie that is, like, 80% Sif and the Warriors 3.
Yeah.
It would fucking suck.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a real, like, how do you do this?
I mean, it's so hard to do them in live action.
Yeah.
Because they're like, these extremely heightened, like, stereotypical kind of characters and stuff like that, but they don't really get to have that cartooniness in live action.
Like, if they survived into Phase 4, or if, like, we just had Phase 4 energy in Phase 1, I feel like they could have gotten a lot more characterization, because it would, like, the original Thor would have just had a little more, you know, whimsy in it, I think.
Yeah. Like, I don't really know what Sif's whole deal is, you know? Like, she just seems like the most, like, oh, we're just gonna make her a very, heavy supporting character, but not give her, like, a big gag or gimmick or anything like that. So there's nothing to, like, amp up there. It's just kind of like, that's the way Sif is.
Yeah.
But
like,
the other three are, like, you know, with, I don't remember any of their names. Hogan?
what is his
I
name?
shouldn't just try to remember all their names. Let me look up Sif and the Warriors 3 so people know who I'm talking about when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we have?
Yeah, Volstagg, Flandrel, and Hogan.
Okay. Yeah, Volstagg the Svelte was, like, again, should have been way bigger of a guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you gotta get, like, Kingpin, like, levels of bigness, and as round as you can go.
Yeah, because
the bigger of a ball you can do.
Yeah, because this is a real, like, Hollywood thing of, the joke is he's Volstagg the Svelte, but he's not that big.
Yeah.
Like, compared to everyone else in the group, sure. But yeah, like, it's not really a goof. And he's not, like, over the top enough to feel that goofy, really.
Like, he should be, like, nearly the Giants' size as well. Like, and they can do that.
Yeah.
Like, it would be, you know, more special effects it would have to do, but it would also make them more interesting.
Yeah, it would feel more Lord of the Ringsy, honestly.
Yeah. Fandral the Dashing should have had more, like, just swashbucklingness to him. Like, more suaveness, more flirting, stuff like that. Hogan should have been more, like, the fact that he's Hogan the Grim. I can't remember a single scene in which he did anything that was somewhat serious or little bit, like, violent or, like, whatever.
Like, Hogan's just there. Like, he's the only veneer I think we ever see in the MCU. And it's like, he just seems like an Asgardian. He's just a guy. Just
a dude. But yeah, like, yeah, just sad. Like, they should have heightened their characters more, but...
Yeah.
Anyway. I'm glad we got more of them in this, and they were a little bit more heightened. Like, we got a little bit more fun stuff with Fondrel in this.
Yeah.
Didn't really get much else with the other two, but Fondrel at least got to have more of a little bit of characterization here.
Yeah, like, I'm glad that the What Ifs can do stuff that's a little more heightened while still being very MCU. Like, there still has been very little, if anything, where I've been like, oh, that couldn't have happened actually in the MCU, though. Like, just the line is so good.
And it's just so cool seeing these characters in like, it's such a small window where we see Thor being like this.
Yeah.
Like, it is the first, like, 10 minutes of the movie, and that's about it. And then it's like, damn, getting this for, like, the whole thing is fascinating. Like, I don't know, 10 minutes might be too much. Like, just him going up to the throne, like, the first time we ever see him, it's like a minute. And it's like, but that's, like, what this whole is based off of. And I really appreciate getting stuff like that for these characters.
Yeah.
Getting, you know, Jane Foster while she was not being respected, being a genius and everything like that, as opposed to 90% of the time where she is a very well-known genius and is, you know...
Also off-screen.
Also off-screen doing fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, the matching tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I feel like we're done here.
I think so. It's so fun. I want to keep talking about it, but I think we're out of things to say.
I would really want to do a, what would this mean for the rest of the MCU going forward, but because of that ending, it feels like we can't do that.
Yeah.
But I guess let's do a tiny little bit of that.
Sure.
Is there any interesting thing, like, excluding that, if the Ultron thing didn't happen, this would just be, like, what would happen? Like, what bad shit would happen in this world? It seems like a pretty good world.
Yeah, because the Thanos stuff would probably be more or less the same.
Yeah.
Except he seems like he might be chill enough to, clearly Nebula's not scared enough that she won't go party. Yeah?
Yeah, and this is also a universe in which everybody here was able to come together and be like, a lot of these people hate each other in the MCU. But or just didn't know about each other. But this is like, you could rally a hell of a lot of fucking people.
Yeah, I hate it, but networking is important.
Yeah.
Like, just hanging out with people at a party. Yeah? So I imagine a lot of, big divergences, big breaks in how the galaxy works would be mended just by people knowing each other. Or just by, people caring about what the fuck's happening on the other realms. Because they're like, I know people on those realms. Whereas, in the MCU, it feels like it is, Odin declared himself I'm gonna be the cop for the Nine Realms.
Yeah.
And so when Asgard is looking after the Nine Realms, they're good. When they're not, they're getting the shit kicked out of them constantly.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it seems more united. Obviously, Ultron Vision probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Because
that has to be from another universe.
Yeah, 100%. There's no way that this happened as a result of natural stuff.
But then also, why did it come here? Does that mean it's going to every universe? Are we going to see that
Maybe.
Ultron in a fucking movie or something?
Oh, that'd be so dope.
Yeah, what if it, does take over this timeline? We don't, this is not the, and then they beat Ultron. This is, and then he was successful, and then that just means, he's going to be conquering, a shitload of timelines or something. New big bad.
If we get a scene where the animated, super infinity Ultron, looks at the camera and then transitions into MCU CGI and is I'm coming through.
I do think it's cool that we're setting up a lot of villains that could be a big overarching villain, but there's no, Thanos moment from 2012.
Yeah, because I think they've learned their lesson in that the Thanos moment was too big in a sense. It was here's the final boss, and then they didn't do shit with him until he became the final boss. And so everyone was like, what the fuck is Thanos?
I mean, that's not true. Everybody loved Thanos. People still love Thanos. He's still an insanely iconic character. We're really the outliers who didn't like Thanos.
I mean, even so, I remember the lead up to, the end of Phase 3 being a lot of people going, what the fuck is Thanos doing? Does he already have the other stone? What is why? What are we doing with Thanos? Where's the Thanos? Is he going to be in Ant-Man and the Wasp?
I mean, truly, they managed to, I'll give them that, as I don't like the lack of build-up to Thanos and how we got fucking nothing until Infinity War and Endgame, but at the same time, with that little bit of time they had in Infinity War and Endgame, they did do an incredible job at fixing their mistake.
Yeah, but that's also a move they can only do once. Big Thanos is the protagonist of Infinity War. In the
not like the Infinity Saga, but
no. But yeah, in Infinity War specifically, because his goal is to collect the gems, and everyone else is kind of standing in his way, but no one else really has a goal.
Yeah.
Even the Guardians, who should have a goal, aren't really the ones who are pushing to do something. He's the one pushing to do something, and in the end, he does do it.
Yeah.
And, I don't think they could redo that with someone like Kang, or maybe this Ultron, because, it would...
Also, we should probably keep saying He Who Remains instead of Kang, because we're probably going to get a Scarlet Witch moment.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think it's fine if we say Kang. People know who the fuck we're talking about, I assume. But still, we should hold it off just when we have that moment.
No, fair point.
Go, Pog, they said Kang!
They said it!
But yeah, as big... scary villains going forward, we have He Who Shall Remain, or He Who Remains. Now we have maybe Ultron, we'll see next episode, or maybe we're fucking wrong, and next episode is just, what if Tony Stark did a fart?
Oh no!
But he never did before. But honestly, we also have, Baron Zemo. Has been, reintroduced and brought up in a much bigger way, where he still feels like a big threat, he can do stuff behind prison, and, is just not as scary as a universal threat, but still pretty scary. We still have General Ross as a huge overarching villain across the entire franchise from beginning to now. We're still seeing him in all these what ifs and everything. He was just in Black Widow. He is just gonna be constantly around universal villain.
Yeah, he just hasn't made the big villain flip.
Yeah. but like, you know, they could do something massive with him to like make him like a really, you know, not scary villain, but like, oh shit, now we could actually be afraid of him in some way, as opposed to just like, fuck you, Ross.
Yeah,
because that's generally his role, of just like the minor villain, you know. But they could still do something big with him. I doubt it, but they could. They could.
They got the room. Yeah, we got Val and whatever the hell she's doing.
Yes, we got Val and that. We got maybe building up an evil Avengers or something. We got some stuff being built up here. I appreciate it. I appreciate not having a clear, here's the new big threat. Which I do know is also a lot of people are complaining about that for Phase 4. Don't understand it. I feel like that's an extreme big strength of Phase 4.
Yeah. Like, I think, you know, a lot of what people liked about Thanos was, like, the illusion of a build-up. In the sense that it is an actual build-up of the, you know, the stones eventually coming together. But a lot of it was not, this is Thanos. It is, oh, it's a stone, which means it's going to come back later on.
Yeah.
Like, it was the build-up of all these other things that we know at some point are going to come together.
It's also going to be so hard to do anything now, because, like, we keep focusing now so much on the Infinity Stones as these big, massive things, which they are, but that also means, what's the next huge threat going to be when these stones, like, that's why He Who Remains feels like the next big thing.
Yeah.
But, because the stones are useless in the TVA and all that stuff. But we're still doing stuff like this. Like, if Ultron had the gems, he'd be fucking insane.
Yeah. Oh, man. You know, this also, like,
does that mean if they built a fucking glove out of vibranium, it would have been A-okay?
Probably.
Damn it.
Probably would have been fine.
Tony wouldn't have died if they just built a fucking vibranium. I mean, also, maybe it can't kill Ultron because he's not alive.
Oh.
So, like, even if it would do damage to his body,
Right.
it's like, doesn't matter.
Yeah. Oh, man. But yeah, this also, in the Loki reactions, I had a big, like, oh, just so you know, in the comics, you can't use the stones in other timelines or other dimensions. And you rightfully pointed out, no, that's the entire point of Endgame, is that they get them from other timelines. And I think, like, if this is an Ultron going from one reality or what if or whatever to another one, then that also confirms that the stones work in, like, multiple realities.
Yeah. Which we definitely... I mean, I want to say we definitely already know, but now we know that it can be multiple timelines in one universe. But separate timelines are also separate universes, so I don't know what the fuck is happening.
God, take the rules as we get them.
Okay. I think we're fully done. Again, I want to do kind of like what would happen going forward, but we don't really need to do that. The world would be so much better. No problems would arise.
Because tone is also a valid part of what makes a universe.
Yeah.
Like, this is a world that has the frat party energy, and you never have a frat party movie where then, like, the Nazis show up and commit genocide.
So, yeah.
This is a world where it's probably going to be pretty chill. Basically the entire time. I can't think of anything truly world-ending besides Thanos, who might be the ultimate party pooper at some point.
Yeah, but if everybody across the galaxy points at Thanos and says, party pooper, maybe that's enough to make him rethink his plans.
It feels like the IQ opposite of what if you sat down and debated Thanos is, what if you just told Thanos he sucked so hard that he was like, fuck it, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, we've shown it's possible to talk him down. Maybe it's possible to berate him down.
Just shame him. Why didn't we shame Thanos?
We all got mad at him when we should have laughed and pointed and said, ha, you stinky, stupid man.
What the heck?
It's a valid strategy. Okay.
That's it, I think.
Yeah, and also, like, how do you beat Ultron without Vision?
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Okay, but if next episode is not like a fucking Ultron thing, like we're talking all this thing, and it's like, oh, wait for season 2. It could very well be that last episode kind of also ended on a little bit of kind of wait for season 2. So, maybe that's gonna be the case. I kind of look at the title right now, but we'll wait. Should we look at it right now?
We shouldn't. I don't think we should. Gotta keep it pure. Gotta do it the same way.
Okay, fine. We won't look at the title yet. Oh, you're killing me.
Gotta think about it.
We'll see. This was a long discussion.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot to talk about here. I just also, once again, the art style for the animation looks so fucking good. The colors pop so much more than they do in any live-action movies, where it's just like, these characters look so cool. If I got an action figure of these characters, I would want it to be the What If version, and not the MCU version.
Yeah, that is genuinely such a big choice. Like, even with Captain Marvel, like, her MCU design is, like, same colors, just very dull. Whereas these are way more, like, comic-y, way more just, like, bright and eye-catchy. And that makes all the difference.
Even just, like, the casual clothes everybody wears feels so much more like, oh, if I saw that, I would remember, like, oh, that's like Jane Foster wearing that outfit, or whatever. They're all just they look good.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's also very telling in the crowds, we're like, these people have very striking designs, but when you look at them in the MCU, it's like, that barely looks like a design at all.
Is that the person? Can't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But okay, that's it. See you guys for the next one. Till then, get the fuck out of here.